So this is getting serious. I was standing here charging my phone, and this UPS guy was trying to hit me. So I've been getting death threats, and I'm charging my phone. So Commissioner Chief, you have to investigate this UPS guy. You shouldn't be driving on the sidewalk. They've been driving cars on the sidewalk to try to hit me. They did this to me early this year, and I informed Gonzalez in front of the Brooklyn Library. Somebody was driving his car into the sidewalk to hit me. Excuse me, why you guys parked or trying to hit me? And why you trying to hit me with your car? With your truck? You're not going to apologize? Can I have your name? I'm going to report you to the police. And I was shooting something about to hit me.
You see that, sir? That's the camera. The reason I was beeping was because I was notifying you and backing up.
Yeah, I had a earphone on. I didn't hear nothing beeping. And I'm assuming on the sir.
I got you.
Okay?
Making sure, that's why I went
So
to
you're a
beep.
terrorist, huh?
That's why I went to beep to make sure that you heard me.
But you always hit me with your truck.
Oh, I could never.
I was standing right here. Why are you lying? There's a camera recording.
Out of anyone here, I would make sure you're the safest.
Oh, no. Don't bullish me. I'm a Nigerian. I've been getting attacked by black Americans like you. I'm sorry for the slavery of your people, but don't hit me with your truck. If somebody was telling me rest in peace earlier, like an hour ago around 4:50 p.m. So please, I'm recording you, and I'm going to file a police report. I'm going to contact the police commissioner. I was just sending a video to her. My home was taken on Staten Island by the NYPD wrongfully. I was in the basement apartment, and every gunner was trying to help me with my court papers to get my home back, and the police went and took him dead. So I know that you're smiling, and it's not funny. I don't know why you have that giggling on your...
You hear what's going on, right?
So my life is important. I know you have a black American gang. I applied for the food stamp card here, and they delayed me. They were spraying with air freshener. And they were supposed to give me a food stamp card with a photo in it in November. They told me to wait. They're going to send it in the mail. And I waited all November 9 to December. I didn't get it in the mail. So I came back here. They said, while you were waiting, we changed the system. No more photo in the food stamp card. We're just going to give you a food stamp card without photo. I said, please, I need a photo ID. My green card has been stolen. They said, well, our boss changed the system on you. You're out of luck. And they were smiling and giggling. So my green card has been stolen since 2019 when the police arrested me and locked me up. They stole my green card. I saved money in my bag because I was begging for money on the street. I was about to buy a house. I was trying to save up to $500,000. So you, Police Commissioner Tish, you have to investigate when the police arrested me on July 23rd, 2019, around 8 p.m. I went and locked me up, stole my green card. They said the best way to hurt somebody is to drive them crazy, make them snap, and call the police. They said I was an African kid like this. He was working for a sanitation company in Manhattan, and his black American co-worker ran him over with a sanitation truck like this and left him to rot on the street. And his family was looking for him. They couldn't find him. And his black American co-workers, when the police finally arrested him, they said they don't even know him. He was just a crazy person that was always stalking them, always hiding behind their car, and they mistakenly hit him with a car. So the black Americans, I believe those sanitation workers were black Americans. I may be wrong. But the Americans killing Africans and hitting them with trucks and claiming, the African was crazy and wanted to die. So I had my earphone on. I don't know if it was beeping the horn or not, but I had my earphone on. I was listening to the message I was sending to Jessica Chief, Police Commissioner. All of a sudden, I was feeling something about to hit me. And I thought, I was just going to ignore it until I saw the car coming close and I ran away. So you scared me. I have no right to do that. I believe I used to stand in front of a UPS store in 2020 on Lincoln Place and Flatbush. There were some black Americans who were punching me. Boom, bam. I was standing on the street that was COVID going on. And they said, we homeless should stay away from the train station. And I called the police. And the police wouldn't help me. I don't know if it's a UPS store, but it was a mail service. And sometimes when the black Americans are tracking me, I would run into the store and they would chase me. I said, get out of here. Don't ever come into our store. I said, please, I just need to call the police. My life is in danger. So I don't know if it's a UPS store, but you have to investigate this. Why would the UPS, it's either a UPS store or a FedEx store. I'm suspecting it's a UPS store. It happened so long ago, 2020. I was in a Lincoln Place. I'm Flatbush Avenue. There's a police camera there. So if these UPS workers are joining in, the company will be culpable. Because I used to stand in front of their store and I used to charge my phone. During COVID, I would sit on a chair. And also some black Americans started punching me. I don't know if that store, UPS store, hired them to chase me away from that neighborhood. But they used to send a Jamaican guy, say, you have to leave this neighborhood, you're an embarrassment, we don't want your child here. I said, no. They said there's a shelter-in-place law in 2020. I believe, that says, wherever you are is your home. Because of COVID, May I have your name, sir? Because I'm going to file a complaint to your company. Could you tell me your name? No? Okay. So this is what is going on. He almost hit me. There's a camera there that we recorded. There's a camera here also. So I'm being terrorized. They said, people do this in this country, try to make you snap. So that, if anything, they can call the police and say you're a crazy person. And the police have been killing a number of people here in Brooklyn, claiming that the person is crazy, and they have to restrain them with full force. So this is Livingston and Oik. I'm using Obama's phone. I'm trying to use the bathroom right now, but my card fell and nobody will help me pick it up. That's why I'm stranded here. I have diarrhea. I'm just holding it in. I'm being terrorized. So my camera is so low quality. It's an Obama phone. So I'm endangering my life just walking across the street. I hope I don't get hit by a car. I just want to make, I just want to document everything. So in the future, these people won't deny it. They never came across me. It was I said people now would lie. There's artificial intelligence video. This one. I just want to pick up the street signal. I said the police is not investigating. The death of people properly if they're a minority. I read a lot of the newspapers and stuff, the New York Law Journal and stuff. So, I try to keep myself up to date with what is going on. I'm a Nigerian, so this is kind of strange to me. I'm not really, so I'm having to catch up. So this is the Law Journal I read, so a lot of things I'm saying is based on evidence of what I read. So your police commissioner to investigate this. I'm experiencing gang assault. Your police officers and some black Americans, they always attack me when I try to use the women's bathroom. I'm a transgender, gay Nigerian. I always use the women's bathroom. I wear a full face mask. And they'll tell me I don't look like a real woman. I'm like, how would you know what I look like? I wear a full face mask. And they'll call the police on me. Or they'll accuse me, and they tell me they're going to lie on me and say I'm doing drugs in the bathroom and kill me. So this is very serious. Some black American workers in the train station at the Staten Island Ferry, Manhattan Terminal, and the one train station close to the Staten Island Ferry, Manhattan Terminal. Some of them, they always call the police on me, arrest me, so they're going to lie on me that I'm doing drugs in the bathroom. So you gotta make your police aware that some black Americans and some train workers are being mischievous and are trying to get the police to kill a foreigner in the bathroom. So you gotta make the police aware. And when your police respond, they don't want to give me a police report. They don't want to document nothing. So I believe they're also culpable of endangering my life, and they're aware, and they're covering it up. They're conscious of their own guilt because they're going to cover up. Can you tell me your name, sir? I'm going to report you to your company.
Yes.
You don't want to tell me your name?
Yes.
Your name, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently you don't think, endangering my life is serious enough. So they're all engaged in cover-ups. And nobody has the right to get endangering my life.
I need a signature, no?
So this is what is going on, and this is happening in front of the Brooklyn Library. Some weeks ago, I'd recorded the police. So I was going to the library from the train station on Court Street. Some police officers surrounded me, and was saying, you're going home, you're going, and they were talking like, they were talking to a Spanish guy who was laying on the floor. So you're going home. At that time, the Supreme Court had just ruled that Trump has the right to use the emergency law. They say, the Supreme Court are just, rejected an emergency appeal to the use of Trump. Some people appeal to the Supreme Court that they have to hear the case immediately and stop Trump from using the Alien Enemy Act to deport people to El Salvador, even though those people are not from El Salvador. So the Supreme Court said they're going to let the case play out through the normal court system. They're not going to issue an emergency order, right away. So, I guess some of your racist police thought xenophobic police thought that was a good news. At least the Supreme Court is supporting anything Trump is doing. So they were saying, you're going home. As soon as I came out of the train station, as soon as I arrived from Manhattan in Quasi, then I went to the library. As soon as I came out of the library, a guy was driving his car. To get on the sidewalk, was trying to hit me. I had to run away. And I informed the Brooklyn prosecutor, the camera there in front of the library, that's across the street from the Brooklyn Federal Court. I informed the Brooklyn prosecutor, Gonzalez. I said, and he never responded back to me. I sent him an email. So this was governor.